Hey, well, hi everybody, it's Chaz here. I was in the process of changing my strings today when I discovered that the nut on my guitar was loose, so I've just done a slight repair to it. Now, I checked up how to do this on frets.com, and that told me a few bits of useful pieces of information, and from that I've learnt quite a lot about nuts and how to replace them. Sometimes if you need to replace them and somebody's really glued it in place, one easy way to get it out is to get a shim of wood like this, put it against the actual nut. I won't do it because I've just got mine set in place, and get yourself a hammer, and well, before you do that, what do you think you have to do? Yes, you have to protect your guitar. Okay, so to do that, one would put a cloth or a towel, anything, over your guitar. You don't want to damage it. Just behind the shim of wood, and then just give a little tap, gentle tap, and keep the hammer up high so you don't damage your neck. So that's how you would get the old nut out if you had to replace it. Okay, so well, anyway, my nut was already loose and was causing a little bit of a buzz, so I've re-glued it. Now, there are various kinds of glue you can use. For this particular job, I've used a PVA glue, just a standard PVA glue, the white stuff. For anybody who's wondering what that is, it's for woodworking. Okay, when you glue the nut, it's very important to glue the face that hits the fretboard, not the bottom face of the nut. If you glue the bottom face of the nut, that makes it far more difficult to get off should you want to replace it down the track a bit. So glue the face of the nut which is touching the fretboard. Okay, very useful bit of information. Some sites that I looked at suggested using super glue. You know, the stuff that comes in these little tubes, and you stick to your fingers and you stick your fingers together and all that sort of silly thing. Not recommended by frets.com for this particular job anyway. The best recommended glue is hot glue, hide glue. Now, if you have a problem finding that, the cheapest way of doing it is going into your store and buying gelatin, the kind you use for making preserves and things like that. So it's actually used in cooking. Now, frets.com will tell you the quantities to use, and that is actually a hide glue. Not many people realise that gelatin is a derivative of hide. Yuck. Think of the stuff that we're eating. Okay, so check out frets.com, bit of a plug for them, but if you can't find hot glue, hide glue in your local guitar store, try this stuff. It'll work. Okay, another important point is to get yourself one of these nifty little clamps if you can. Quite a small thing, and that just applies enough pressure to keep the thing in place. So you leave that for about 20 minutes, and hey presto, you're all ready to go and restring your guitar, which is what I'm going to have to do very shortly. Well, that's all for now. Just a little bit of information for you guys. Hope it's useful. Take care out there.